Good morning, everybody. I want to start by thanking you all for attending today's diversity brunch. Last year, as a very scared freshman student, I never could imagine being able here to give this speech today, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Before I get much further into my speech, I wanted to introduce myself a little bit more. As Jade said, my name is Breya Jones, and I'm a second-year student double majoring in political science and journalism. I plan to continue studying at DePaul, utilizing a 5-year MA/BA program that they have in conjunction with both my majors, and my hope is to be able to create a more politically educated population through journalism. Now, if I'm giving away how nervous I am to give this speech, then you may have noticed that I have a slight country accent. Hopefully not. This would, of course, give away that I am from the South of the United States, and so the part of the South that I'm from is Louisville, Kentucky, which is one of the more diverse cities in the state of Kentucky, but that's simply by Kentucky standards. I really didn't get to be around other students of color consistently until I went to high school, but that was only because I went to a school that was an application-only school, so they were pulling students from all over Louisville. I knew that my early years of education were missing something, but I didn't realize that it was a connection with other students of color until I finally got that at my high school. Even though I was around other students of color, things were not smooth sailing from that point on. Myself and other students of color still had to face racially insensitive teachers and administration. Whether the teacher who insisted my name was pronounced Breya and not Breya, or a principal who thought using racial slurs to connect with students of color was something that was okay to do, it became clear that a diverse community in a high school was not going to change the issues plaguing Kentucky. I did my best to make the situation better for myself and other students of color, either by voicing my opinion when I was microaggressed, or something larger like starting what became the only Black student union in the district at the time. Even with these actions, it still became clear that if I wanted to continue to grow, Kentucky just wasn't the place that I needed to stay. That's where Chicago and thankfully DePaul come into the picture. After visiting Chicago for the first time in my life and touring DePaul, I knew I had found the place I wanted to be. I could not believe how diverse the city could be. I could walk around the streets of about any neighborhood and not stand out as the only person of color there. DePaul offered me the chance to not only study in the city that I had fallen for, but study the two subjects that I had a deep passion about. Of course, living 5 hours away from home and my family made me a little bit nervous, and I was terrified that I wouldn't be able to find my place on the DePaul campus. Little did I know that I was going to find it soon thanks to my EDGE scholarship. I was put onto the Center for Identity, Inclusion, and Social Change's EDGE team, and that's where college, I would say, really began for me. Under the guidance of Johnny LaSalle and Sheree Mudagara, not only did my fellow students and I create wonderful programming, but we also made lasting friendships. The center became a place I could be found at least once a day, even when I didn't need to be there. The space, and more importantly, the people who filled it, made it a place where I felt comfortable to be. When doing work for the center, I felt that I was making DePaul a better place for all marginalized students attending. Part of what made the center feel so special was a complex understanding of what diversity and intersectionality looked like in practice. The center made sure that no one had to leave their marginalized identities at the door. It was a place where you could be queer, trans, a person of color, and every single one of those identities would be supported and attended to, whether separately or in conjunction with one another. The center became a comfortable place that I never wanted to stop being a part of. And it seemed like I wasn't going to have to leave at the end of my ED program because I was hired as a social justice advocate, which is another position that was under the center. Unfortunately, as some of you may know, the center was shut down in order to create funding for the new cultural centers, which are under OMSS. When I received the news over the summer while being back in Kentucky, it was obviously very upsetting. It felt like my new home was being taken away from me. And it took me a while to realize that yes, the physical space and some of the staff that worked in the center were leaving, but the core of the center's power, the students, would still be around. I lived with a person that I met through the EDGE program, and they became one of my best friends. I see others that I built relationships with while working at the center on a weekly, if not daily basis. We still hung out in the space that used to be a center, which is now OMSS's office. We still talk about coalition building and ensuring that the work that we do is intersectional. We still support each other as we try to navigate in a society that wasn't built for us to prosper, and we still work to make DePaul a better place for marginalized students. Some of us have chosen different opportunistic continue our work under, while others have chosen to move into transitioning to own business. I am one of those students. Once the new cultural centers open, I will be working at the front desk, but I do not simply plan on answering phones and greeting people who enter. If starting at BSU in high school taught me anything, it is that I can work to create the spaces I wish to see in my education. I am deeply invested in the growth of resources for marginalized students at this institution, and while it is not the original way I planned on doing so, I will not be deterred. Yes, DePaul did take one space away from me, but I have now been given the opportunity to create a new space from the ground up, and I plan to make sure that it's even better than the last. To all my fellow students, I hope that you are ready to help shape the spaces you wish to see. To the faculty, I hope you're ready to support and listen to us when we tell you what we need from you all. And to the parents and community members, I hope that you're ready to support us as we go through every day trying to make a society that wasn't built for us work for us, because all these things are necessary in order to create true diversity. Thank you all for your time and attention, and a special thank you to all my wonderful friends who helped give me the confidence to make this speech today. I hope you all enjoy the rest of the brunch.